Desire, ambition, zeal, diligence, never giving up, never stopping are critical words, and their meanings need to be understood. Notice that the people who are successful in life or who have made a fortune have grasped the meaning of these words. If I lost all my money and you dropped me on a random street in any English-speaking country, I think I would be rich again in 5 or 10 years, says the famous investor. But unfortunately, we have a habit of settling for poverty instead of aiming for wealth. First of all, you have to realize that this is a journey. The moment you say, I'm done, that's it, that's the moment you lose or stop growing. That's it, that's it. The person you say I'm done reads 600 pages a day, Warren Buffett. There is no such thing as getting rich the easy way, the fast way in any investment. There is no problem with saying, okay, enough is enough. If you are satisfied with the point you have reached, you have already achieved what you set out to do. But at work, those who enjoy this journey rather than reaching the goal reach astronomical levels. I'm not completely on the abstract side of financial literacy, but the hardcore followers of the High Mountain channel know that there are many videos shared on this journey, from the personal development side of the business to book analysis, philosophy, and various personal analysis on this channel. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book, says think and grow rich. Yes, these two words may seem absurd to many people, even impossible. However, in my opinion, delving deeper into what he meant will contribute to our journey of financial literacy. Generally, when people who have reached a certain point in terms of personal development worry about building wealth, you see them succeed. In the book Think and Grow Rich, we see that a holistic perspective is presented. Our first lesson, Arzu. One of the most common causes of defeat is the habit of giving up low to unhappiness due to temporary defeat. Before success enters a person's life, he or she is certain to face temporary defeats. When failure overtakes a person, the easiest and logical way is to give up. Most people, when the going gets tough and the future looks bleak, choose the path where things are easier. The key difference between those who succeed and those who fail is knowing how to keep going, no matter how hard it is. It is a lesson that must be learned before one can succeed at anything. All one needs to achieve success is a solid idea that in order to attain wealth, we must first magnetize our minds with an intense desire for wealth. That is, to have a desire for what you feel you lack and to obsess your thinking with this desire for wealth. Everyone at this age needs money, but wanting it alone does not bring wealth. Desiring wealth with an obsessive mindset, then making definite plans, finding the means and supporting those plans with a determination that refuses to accept failure will bring wealth. The critical word here is desire. Identify in your mind the 6 steps that turn your desires into gold. Determine the exact amount of money you desire. Decide exactly what you are willing to give in exchange for the money you desire. Set a definite date for obtaining the money you desire. Come up with a plan to fulfill your desire. Act now to put this plan into action, whether you are ready or not. Clearly define the amount of money you intend to earn. Set a time limit for earning it and state what you intend to give in return. Put these steps on paper and read your written statement twice a day, once right before you go to bed and once right after you get up. As you read it, you will see, feel, and believe that you already have that money. Successful implementation of these 6 steps makes it possible for a person to see and understand that making money cannot be left to luck, fortune, and fate. One must realize that those who have made great fortunes have dreamed, hoped, wished, and planned to a certain extent before they actually earned the money. When you are planning to earn your share of wealth, don't let anyone belittle or influence your dreams. Every great invention, idea, or achievement is preceded by this poisonous rhetoric. Ignore it and push away phrases like, who are you to do this? Or, it's not as easy as you think. If what you want to do is right and you believe in it, go and do it. Fulfill your dreams, and if you face a temporary defeat, don't pay attention to what people say, because maybe he doesn't know that every defeat brings the same level of success. If you look at all the people who have achieved something, from Edison to Marco, you see the same process. No one can be defeated until defeat is accepted as a reality. Remember this, it takes no greater effort to aim high in life, to demand abundance and wealth, than to accept misery and poverty. In the end, it is desire that turns the impossible into reality. Second lesson, faith. It is a mental state created through the principle of suggestion by constantly sending positive words to the subconscious mind. In this context, magic word self-suggestion is very important to support and develop positive emotions as the dominant force of our mind, while weakening and eliminating negative emotions. It doesn't matter whether it is true or false, it is a fact that one eventually believes what one repeats to oneself. For example, if a person repeats a lie over and over again, he will eventually accept that it is true. Moreover, he will believe it to be true. Every person's mind is the person it is because of the dominant thought it allows to occupy it. When you take an inventory of our mental values and bases, you can see that the greatest weakness is lack of self-confidence. But this obstacle can be overcome through self-suggestion. Timidity can be transformed into courage. This principle must be practiced in writing and through constant repetition until positive thought waves become the working tools of the subconscious mind. All thought waves tend to transform themselves into their physical counterparts. None of the mind is the result of thoughts of poverty and wealth, except those we accept. Except those that enter our mind through inspiration. No thought, positive or negative, can enter the subconscious without the help of the principle of self-suggestion. Suggestion is the control mechanism by which man willingly feeds his mind with creative thoughts as well as negligently allowing destructive thoughts to enter the rich garden of the mind. Our third lecture is on specialized knowledge. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is general knowledge and the other is specialized knowledge. General knowledge, no matter how great its quantity or how diverse it is of little use in making money. The faculties of big universities have all kinds of general knowledge, but usually professors have very little money for their knowledge. They specialize in teacher knowledge, but not in the use or organization of knowledge. Knowledge is only a potential power. It only makes sense if it is organized into a definite plan of action, and if a definite goal is set, it becomes power. An educated person does not necessarily mean having specialized or general knowledge. An educated person is one who has developed his or her mental faculties in such a way that he or she can get what he or she wants without violating the rights of others. Any person who knows where to get information when he or she needs it and knows how to organize that information into a precise plan of action can be considered educated. Successful people never stop acquiring specialized knowledge relevant to their work and profession, no matter what they do. Those who are not successful make the mistake of thinking that the period of acquiring knowledge ends when school ends. The truth is that school education does not show you how to acquire practical knowledge. One of the strangest things about human beings is that they only value what comes at a price. Things that are obtained for free are often undervalued because they didn't have to pay for them. Knowledge is therefore only a potential power. If you don't see your knowledge as a plan of action that leads you to the goal, it will be nothing more than general knowledge. Fourth lesson: decision making. A study of a few hundred people with fortunes in the millions of dollars has shown that they make decisions very quickly, and, if they change them, they do so very slowly. People who fail to multiply money, with exceptions, usually have a habit of making decisions very slowly and changing them frequently. Most people who fail to make enough money for their needs are usually easily influenced by the opinions of others. You have your own brain and mind. Use it and make your own decisions. In many cases, if you have a need to get information from other people that will enable you to make a decision, listen quietly without explaining your purpose. Trying to show that you have a lot of knowledge is characteristic of people with little knowledge. Such people talk too much and listen too little. If you want to get into the habit of making quick decisions, keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth closed. If you talk more than you listen, you are not only depriving yourself of the opportunities to learn more, but you are also revealing your plans and goals to people who will enjoy having the upper hand over you because they are jealous of you. Also, every time you open your mouth in the presence of a person who knows too much, you are showing that person the full extent of your knowledge or lack thereof. True wisdom is marked by humility and silence. Tell the world what you want to do, but do it first. Actions, not words, are the most important things. Those who decide quickly and know exactly what they want usually get it. Lesson 5. Fear of being criticized. The vast majority of people allow their relatives, friends, and other people in general to influence them in the way they want. Therefore, they live following the expectations of others rather than living their own lives. They avoid taking risks in business because they are afraid of being criticized, because they are afraid of failure and cannot withstand the criticism that will follow. In this case, the fear of criticism becomes more dominant than the desire for success. When you look at successful people in the past, you can see that determination, intensity of effort, and the adoption of a specific purpose were the main sources of their success. Pay attention when the going gets tough. You can observe how difficulties can set things in motion. Our sixth lesson is on organized planning. To be rich, it is necessary to plan and be organized. It is very easy to be poor because there is no need to plan, and if your lives fail, consider it a temporary novelty, not a permanent failure. It only means that your plan is not very solid. Make other plans, start again. Temporary defeat means only one thing, that something went wrong or something was missing in your plan. Millions of people spend their lives in poverty and misery because they have no plan to make a fortune. Your success cannot be greater than the soundness of your plans until he himself gives up. No one can be defeated in his own mind. We see people who have achieved great wealth, but we usually only notice their victories, not the temporary defeats they had to overcome before they got to where they are. In summary, when a defeat comes, take it as a sign that your plans are not sound, rebuild your plans, and set sail again towards your goal. If you give up before you reach your goal, you become a quitter. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. Seventh lesson: imagination. All the opportunities you need in life are waiting with your imagination. Imagination is a workshop that transforms mental energy into success and wealth. Your ability to imagine may be weakened by inactivity, but it does not die. It can only become lethargic due to disuse. Therefore, it is important to focus attention on the ability to daydream. Transforming intangible thoughts into tangible monetary reality requires a plan or plans. These plans begin with ideas created with the help of imagination. Thoughts are products of imagination. Hard work and honesty alone do not bring wealth, nor does it come only through hard work. Wealth comes in response to precise demands and the implementation of precise plans, not just as a result of luck and fortune. It is necessary to have a desire that can survive disappointments, discouragement, fleeting interests, criticism, and constant loss of time. A burning desire, perhaps an obsession. Make friends with people who make you think, who motivate and support you to do something for yourself. Don't wait until you encounter a problem to do all this. Undoubtedly, the most common weakness of all human beings is the habit of leaving their minds open to negative influences from other people. If you fail to control your own mind, it is certain that you cannot control anything else. Your mind is your spiritual property. Guard and use it with the care it deserves. For this purpose you have been given willpower. Mental control is a result of self-discipline and habit. Either you control your mind or it controls you. When we study the lives of people who have achieved success, we find that every one of them has mind control. Without this control, success is not possible. People who fail have a certain characteristic in common. They know all the reasons for failure and have valid excuses to explain their failure. If I had had enough time, if I had been diligent enough, if I had had some money, if I had had a good education, if I had married this right person, if other people had listened to me. Finding excuses to explain failure is a pastime for everyone. It is as old as humanity and very dangerous for success.